Kelly, YA author of the Lucia Chronicles and the Elementals. This is a YA book review of Across the Universe by Beth Revis. And I actually didn't know what edition this was until I saw on the inside of the cover that it's actually, take it apart here to show you, it's actually this edition, but this is the schematic for the Godspeed. So I didn't realize, and I was trying to collect these editions. So now my second book is this edition, and my third book is a different edition because I didn't realize when I had got this that it was like a reversible cover, and this is how it was sent to me. So Across the Universe, in a nutshell, is Amy is put cryogenically frozen at the very beginning of the story because her parents, one is a scientist and the other is part of the military, and they're going to inhabit a new planet called Centauri Earth, and it will take 350 years to get there. So the story starts out with them being with them being frozen, and they are on the ship, and then the story starts to alternate with Elder's perspective. And Elder is in training to be the leader of the ship, who is called Eldest. So his name is Elder, he's being trained by Eldest, and the story alternates between, in first person, between both of their perspectives. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, just because going from the eye of the teenage female to the eye of the teenage male, and they're in two different places for a while. And so what ends up happening is Amy wakes up 50 years too soon. Excuse me. So basically the story is kind of a mystery in space, trying to figure out who is unfreezing some what they call the frozen. So she's the first one who's left out, and luckily they find her in time. Even though she doesn't go through the proper process of becoming unfrozen, she survives. And then other ones start being randomly left out. So this is kind of the point where Elder and Amy's paths cross. But then there's the alternate storyline of Elder training to become Eldest and starting to realize that there's a lot of secrets hidden amongst the ship and that are being kept from him. For example, the people of the ship, or at least the ones who are training, they're given limited education, but Elder gets a little bit more, and he's kind of given like an alternate history of what happens in the United States. And so basically they've created a civilization on this ship as it travels to Centauri Earth. So the story is based around, you know, who's unfreezing people who came from what they call Soul Earth, and why are they trying to kill them or unfreeze them? What secrets is Eldest keeping, you know, from Elder and from other citizens on the ship? And why was Amy let out so early? And does that like mean anything? So at first, I wouldn't say the story is necessarily action-packed. It's definitely interesting. And it's not super hardcore science fiction, in my opinion. Like, I feel like Illumini and Gemina and that trilogy is pretty sci-fi for me. So this was like sci-fi light a little bit. And it was really interesting. There's a lot of sex in this book. I like alluding to it. Because there's something called the season where the humans mate, because, you know, they're animals, and there's a lot more to it than just that. But that was kind of odd, in my opinion. But a lot of the underlying themes are themes that I get that are cultural themes that pop up repeatedly in our society. I really liked it toward the end, and when I was looking on Amazon, I was curious about the reviews because the series came highly recommended to me. And I noticed that the reviews for the second and the third book are higher than the reviews for this book. And I haven't read the other ones yet. I'm going to start the second book tonight. But based on that, I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. It didn't rivet me that I didn't want to, you know, like I couldn't put it down. I could put it down. And so it took me a little bit longer. It took me like a week and a half or so to read. And usually I can read books in a week or faster if I'm really into them, like a day or two. But it was an interesting story. And I think the next book is going to be better. Because I think a lot of this book was spent, you know, building conflict in the world building and the setting and developing Amy and Elder in order to take them further into the next book. So this is Across the Universe, and the trilogy is called Across the Universe, and I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. In the meanwhile, happy reading and happy writing.